I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Free Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate. If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway. In the real world this week, it's covered in dirt, but tonight we've got pavement and concrete on the 24-degree high banks. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network, and it is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. Get you a little bit of the detail here on the Bristol Motor Speedway, and this place is just absolutely fantastic. Over 144,000 people can fit inside the gates here as qualifications just rolling out and getting underway. For those that are unfamiliar here, let's get you all the details. Bristol seats 140,000 people. Like we said, it's a concrete half mile, 24 degrees of banking in the corners. Straightaways are banked pretty stiffly as well. First race here in 1961. The cars that are out on the racetrack tonight are the C&R fabricated Silver Crown machines, 819 horsepower out of those 355 cubic inch V8s. It's an MCO direct drive for this 2021 season. They did take the shiftable driveline out of these cars, 102 inches long, 1,600 pounds, and a top speed of over 170 miles per hour.
Over 50 cars entered here in tonight's Silver Crown Spectacular. This one's going to be, again, really, really good. Give you the recap of what we saw 1 week ago. We'll get you the best lap times here, the drivers up on the screen as well. You'll get to see those as they start to turn laps. You'll see each name pop up on the screen there for you. 1 week ago at the Phoenix Raceway, Nate Rinke picked up the win, leading only 6 of the 80 laps completed. River Hayes led the vast majority, leading 61 circuits after taking the lead from Manuel Paredes on lap number 14. Just a couple of cautions in that one 1 week ago. Lap 26, lap 54 saw the 2 incidents for contact on the racetrack. So far, we have 13 cars that have taken time. Quick timer is going to be Tyler Shattuck, who had some issues last week early on in that one, crashing out early, finishing 25 laps down in the 15th position. Tyler's one of those drivers that we're not real surprised to see at the front of the field here. We'll run you down the full list of entrants in this one. Andre Castro, Tyler Shattuck, Manuel Paredes, your top 3. Manuel, native of Chile, actually a couple of Chilean drivers in the field tonight. Jeffrey Stanton, Joe Quinn, River Hayes, Ryan Steele, David Kolb, Wayne Hutchison, and Nicholas Johnston, your top 10. Brandon Buckberger, Mike Conville, Joseph Smith, Tyler O'Neill, Vinny Sansone, Connor Babel, Pablo Donoso jumping up to the 5th position here. Let's get you the tight end shot here on Pablo, see if we can't get you the good look at that machine. So he'll be finishing up, and pretty hard to believe, but it's actually almost time to head to the grid here. So we are going to do this here, though, real quick. We are going to step away here for just a second, and we'll be back here in just a moment here with full lineups, and it will be feature time. You're watching Silver Crown Racing right here on the National Racing Network. All right, everybody, we told you we'd be right back here, and here we are. It is feature time. Field going to start gridding up here in just a moment. And let's get you the starting lineup for tonight's top split of the Silver Crown Cup. Like we mentioned, 3 splits going to be in action here tonight. Starting on the pole for this one will be Andre Castro. And everybody working on getting the qualifying setups off the car and the race setups locked in here. Talking to some of the drivers pre-race, one of the big issues that we've been seeing is right front tire wear is going to be an absolutely massive
issue for these cars. So there's the field coming around and getting gridded up here. Andre Castro and Tyler Shattuck going to make up row number 1. Manuel Paredes and Connor Babel in row number 2. Row 3 will have Pablo Donoso and Jeffrey Stanton, Joe Quinn and River Hayes in row 4. Ryan Steele and David Kolb in row 5. Row 6, Wayne Hutchison and Nicholas Johnston. Brandon Buckberger and Tyler O'Neill. Brandon Buckberger and Mike McConville in row 7. Row 8, Joseph Smith and Tyler O'Neill. Row 9, Vinny Sansone and Nate Reinke. Pretty hard to believe that Nate Reinke picked up the win last weekend. In fact, he is your points leader heading into tonight. 251 big points on the week. Field making their way through turns 1 and 2. We are getting ready to go green this time by. You'll see the iRacing safety car make that hard left-hand turn into the pit area. Fans are on their feet. Green flags in the air. We're underway. 100 laps the distance here for the Silver Crowns at Bristol. Several cars trying to make the early run. Castro jumps out ahead of the field pretty quickly here. First side-by-side battle we're going to see back in the pack here. This is going to be the battle for about the 9th position back here. We'll slide back and pick it up. Keep your eye on the 12 of Pablo Donoso. He's inside, and Nicholas Johnston off at turn 4 down the front stretch. Already 4 laps in the books. We heard from some of the drivers that it could be as few as 4 to 5 laps before the right front tire started to go away on these cars. So, needless to say, a little bit surprised to see so much side-by-side battling here. Everybody at the front. Oh, one car way up into the outside wall. That was Joseph Smith, and that's going to bring out caution flag number 1. Take a look on the Hot Shoe Race for instant replay. That was actually Ryan Steele in the 5. Take a look, see what happened to Steele. A little bit of contact from the 12. He's up and on top of the safer barrier, tearing down a bunch of catch fencing, and Ryan Steele is going to have to head back to the pit area. Fairly deep field we have here tonight. Taking a look at the numbers here, we'll get them to you. Average I rating, once again, well over 3,000. One driver in the 7,000s, that's River Hayes. Vinny Sansone at a 61.20. And Andre Castro, your race leader, at a 58.92. This field is absolutely packed full of the best in iRacing, and we've seen it for a couple of weeks now. Another one of the big things that the drivers were talking to us about is the fact that there are no pit stops here in the Silver Crown Series. You do not have a change of tires on pit lane, even if you want them. You're basically going to be out of luck here if you bake the right front corner off the car. All the cars in the field tonight are lined up by the driver's iRating is what's going to get you your car number. So the car number 1 belongs to the driver with the highest iRating in the field. I would think we're going to be getting ready to go back to green here in just a moment. We'll pick up your race leader, Andre Castro here. Already 10 laps in the books. Here in a little bit of bumper cars back in the field. Green flags out. We're underway. Castro got a good restart. Keep your eye on River Hayes. He's going to look to the inside of Jeffrey Stanton off at 2 and down the backstretch, but loses a ton of momentum. Hayes heads back up to the top of the racetrack. Castro long gone. Sounds like a little bit more contact back through the field here. We'll see if that's going to bring out our second caution flag of the night. Has not so far. Everybody pretty well single filed out here. Slide back a little bit. We'll pick up Joe Quinn, Nicholas Johnston, Pablo Donoso. Donoso in that yellow number 12, third car in the line there. Quinn and Johnston really dueling here through turns 1 and 2. Laps tick off in a hurry. How about 13.5 seconds for race leader Andre Castro? That's the best lap time. His last lap already 2/10 off of that. So we'll see what the tire fall off is going to do as the race progresses here. Big wiggle there out of the 8 of Quinn. Everybody inside the top 5. Oh, one car bouncing it up off the outside retaining wall. That was the number 11 of Nicholas Johnston. Let's see, we can't get you a look here on the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Johnston just got it a little bit high. Bounced it off the outside safer barrier, and he's going to fall back in line. We'll pick back up with the battle between O'Neill, Buckberger, Quinn. Several cars all going to be fighting here. That's O'Neill in the blue number 13, the 7 of Brandon Buckberger, just ahead of him on the racetrack. Like that car of O'Neill having a pretty significant connection issue here. Pablo Donoso just ahead of Brandon Buckberger. That's a big wiggle out of the 7. Rapidly approaching 1/4 distance, and Andre Castro absolutely throttling the field here. We'll pick the race leader up as he winks his way off of turn number 4 and back down the front stretch. That number 3 machine out to a lead of 1.8 seconds over second place running Tyler Shattuck. You saw Shattuck just a little bit there. He's got a pretty decent gap. Back to third place Connor Babel. Then it's going to be River Hayes and Jeffrey Stanton. We'll stick on that battle here for just a minute. Trouble for Vinny Sansone as well. That car is now pit side, and he will likely be out of the race as well. Caution flag going to fly on the speedway. Trouble once again, and this time it's your race winner from 1 week ago. Nate Rink, let's get you up the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. See what happened to Nate here. Hole 13 just got a little bit of a loop going on, and Rink slides to a stop. That was Tyler O'Neill in the 13. Get you a look, see what happened to O'Neill. He got it up big into the outside retaining wall. Bounces it down the back straightaway. What a job by Rink to just about avoid contact. Same can't be said for Mike Conville, who piled into that one late, and he's still on the racetrack here. Let's show you the 16 of McConville. However, you'll see him come around the corner here, and it looks a whole lot more like a dirt Silver Crown car. And he's going to have to head down pit road. Pretty significant damage on the front end of that one. So there's your race leader, Andre Castro. While we have a minute here under caution, I want to remind everybody, during our live broadcast, if you're watching on Facebook, you can comment with stars to show your support of our hard work. We'll post your comment on screen, give you a shout out as well. Also, I want to remind everybody that you can support the National Racing Network on Patreon. Visit us at patreon.com/National Racing Network. You can get into the NRN Discord. A lot of community support comes from there. That's where most of our research is done. On a week-to-week basis for the broadcast, and that's the best way you can show your support here. We're doing these Silver Crown races and the sprint car races as a community venture here. The racing is just too good not to be showing people what's going on. See the comment coming in here from Sherry Hobbs Shattuck. Thanks for broadcasting it. We thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Make sure you give it a like and a share, ring the bell, do all the social stuff that they tell you to do. Most importantly, just don't quit watching until the end. That glorious, glorious watch time is what we're after. Lap number 32 on the scoreboard now. Really quickly getting to halfway. And this race is should take a little bit less than an hour here. Seeing an issue possibly for Manuel Paredes. He's at least showing up as crashed on our screens. Now, obviously, he's still running in the 6th position, so. Car looks pretty good as well. Pace car is in off of turn number 4. Green flag goes back in the air, and we're underway once again. Castro gets out to the big lead. They're going to be dueling back behind them, though. Here's Pablo Donoso looking to the inside of David Kolb into 3. That side-by-side battle is going to continue into turn 3 once again. Lap 35 already going up on the scoreboard. Seeing our buddy Robert Kreiser checking in the comments. What's going on, Mr. Kreiser? Hope you are doing well this evening. Snack Pack Radio Hour coming up on the Edge of Chaos show tomorrow night, I believe. You can check that one out on Rock Rage Radio. Colvin Paride is going to continue this fight. You almost wonder, is everybody else letting Castro out to that big lead, just knowing that the tires are going to be absolute junk by the end of this thing? Cars are already almost 0.4 of a second off their best laps of the race. Oh, Paride's got it up into the outside, Donoso got it up into the outside retaining wall in turn number 2. They're trying to go 3 wide up here. 2 wide's difficult enough here at Bristol. But here comes Manuel Paredes. He's going to look to the inside of Joe Quinn. Buckberger really starting to hold up Quinn just a little bit here. We'll stick with this battle as it makes its way into turn number 3. Quinn to the inside. That's the white and orange numbered number 8. The outside's the 14 of Manuel Paredes. That battle's pretty good, but let's start to take a look here at the front of the field as we approach the halfway point. There's the number 3 of race leader Andre Castro with a lead of 0.6 of a second over Tyler Shattuck, who runs in the 2nd position. 3rd belongs to the number 1 of River Hayes. Hayes and Jeffrey Stanton keeping within a few car lengths up of each other. And then you got to go back about 1.7 seconds. Pick up 5th place running David Colvin. Then you're right back into that gaggle of race cars that we had on screen just a minute ago. Time it takes you to give a top 5 rundown, you get you about 2.5 laps here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Only 1 caution so far in tonight's racing action. That for an incident with Ryan Steele, 2 cautions tonight. Ryan Steele was the first caution. Mike McConville is back on the racetrack, but he's going to be 1 lap down. And getting to be pretty darn close to going a lap down here is race leader Andre Castro starting to hit lap traffic. This battle has been absolutely fantastic. Side by side for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and even back to 10th place, Joe Quinn there as well. In fact, you see that the red car and then the black car right at the back of the field. That's Nicholas Johnston and Nate Rink. Rink was the winner 1 week ago. Big wiggle to the inside for Quinn. He's going to lose a handful of spots. Still 2 by 2 by 2. What a fantastic battle this has been. Lap number 55 on the scoreboard now, and they'll keep slicing and dicing back and forth. Check in the comments here. Felipe Agrodnik saying, "Come on, Mr. Walls." Thank you very much for tuning in, Felipe. Something tells me our international viewership is going up significantly with our broadcast here, the Silver Crown Series. Like we mentioned, several Chilean drivers in the field. In fact, a former driver of these cars. They were used for a handful of years. Kind of in like the mid-2000s period. Pablo Donoso spending a lot of time in the real world driving these things. If you look back here, there is the number 12 Bristol entry of Pablo Donoso. Sliding back just a couple of spots here. Rink and Manuel Paredes battling side by side. The 11 and the 7, that's Buckberger and Johnson. Oh, one car hard in the outside retaining wall. Joe Quinn bounces it off the fence. Tough break for Quinn. He's going to get it down to the inside, and he will be out of the race here. Also, looked like Nate Rink may have gotten a big piece of the wall there as well. He's back to 10th, and it's going to settle the battle down. As we look forward here, everybody now single file lap number 63 on the board. Quinn jumped to the pit area. He will be out of contention and just about out of the race here, scoring 60 completed laps. Here's your race leader, Andre Castro. I'm going to run you through the field here a little bit. Castro has led from the drop of the green flag. He was your pole sitter tonight as well. A little bit of love coming in here for the driver in second place. That's Tyler Shattuck. That'll be a KG Knox checking in saying, let's go Shattuck, get that W for CGE. There's River Hayes running in the third position. He's up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. Been a good charge through the field so far for the number 1 machine. It's the 81 custom livery. Coney setup shop on the side of that one. Just behind him going to be Jeffrey Stanton in some NOS energy drink looking colors. That number 6 machine up 2 spots from the drop of the green and rapidly closing in on the tail tank of the number 1. Slide back just a little bit more, get the light up shot there on the number 9 of David Kolb. He's the 19 to get another custom number paint job on that car, so he will look a little bit different to us in terms of the number and timing and scoring versus the car on the racetrack. There's Manuel Paredes in the lattice, number 14. Here's Joe Smith and Brandon Buckberger. You can see the 7 has some damage on the front end of that machine. He gets it way up against the outside retaining wall. What do you think here? We're approaching already 75% distance in this one. How about we get the announcer out of the way? We'll give you guys a chance to turn it up. Ladies and gentlemen, you can cue the Jaws theme. The gap at the front of the field is tightening. and it's doing it in a hurry. Andre Castro, Tyler Shattuck, River Hayes, now less than 2 seconds apart. In fact, they're inside of a second and a half. Shattuck starting to close in quickly as he saved enough tires to make it to the end here. Did Castro cook the right front off? Oh, and hey, Shattuck's into the outside wall. He hits the outside wall hard, able to keep it off the inside retaining wall, but he's going to lose a couple of spots, fall back to the 4th position. That's going to put River Hayes up into 2nd. Shattuck just about got it up into the outside retaining wall once again. We'll get you the wide shot here because Andre Castro is back to being long gone, 1.5 seconds ahead of River Hayes over Jeffrey Stanton. Shattuck holding on to the 4th position. David Kolb running 5th now. Get you this battle that's going on back here. This is Joseph Smith and Nate Rink. Rink in that black, orange, and blue car. Number 12, the Hellman's logo on the front of that one. Smith in the 18, running just ahead of him. The lowest I-rated driver in the field is up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. And quite frankly, knowing some of the names that are not in this field that are in the second split, there is not a slouch in this show. The drop-off in I-rating, like we mentioned, is pretty spectacular here. In fact, we should be able to show you that information here. That tells you what the caliber of driver is here. Blues are A licenses. 1 B licensed drivers. The 9th place running, Nicholas Johnston. And look at those I ratings. 5,900 for Castro, 7,200 for Hayes, 4,900 for Stanton, 5,500 for Shattuck. This really is a fantastic field here tonight. Getting down to the nitty-gritty time here and hearing a couple of cars bouncing off the retaining walls here. Slide back, find a couple of cars that we haven't talked about much tonight. There's Pablo Donoso in the 12, but back behind him, Wayne Hutchison in the 10, and the 17 of Connor Babel. Babel down 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. Tough night for the number 17. This is once again going to be a big points night for some of these drivers. Andre Castro not in last week's top split race. Here's your battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. River Hayes holds on to the spot, but he's running above the grippy stuff in the outside lane. At least that way in turns 1 and 2. 1.7 seconds back of race leader Andre Castro. Castro put lap number 95 on the board this time by. Let's show you the race leader here for the we've hardly shown him on screen all night, but my goodness, what a run for Castro. This has been absolute dominance here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. On pace to lead 100 of 100 laps with just a couple of more circuits left to go. Going to be 4 to go this time by for Andre Castro. I was not expecting this kind of performance out of any of these drivers here tonight. Oh, and caution flag is out. Yellow flag is out. We're not done yet. One attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Get you the instant replay. Trouble for David Kalb. Makes contact. Big bounce into turn number 1. Up and over. Wild ride for David Kalb. He's able to drive away, but get you one more look here at the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay as we go on board. Wild tumbling flip down the straightaway, and Kalb grabs a gear and takes off. Oh my, oh my. There's your race leader, Andre Castro. His work is not done yet for the evening. As we will have a green-white checkered overtime finish. There's River Hayes running in the second position. Single file restarts on this one. Jeffrey Stanton and that number 6 machine outside is in third. Fourth, Tyler Shattuck in the number 4. And there's Manuel Paredes. Looks like we'll get one more lap under caution here. All the way back to 12th place, Brandon Buckberger on the lead lap. Hayes with a runner-up finish 1 week ago. He'd like to improve it by 1, and he's going to have a chance to do it, at least to get a crack at race leader Andre Castro. Jeffrey Stanton was not in the top split 1 week ago, so going to be another big points night for Stanton. We talked about the issues that Tyler Shattuck had 1 week ago. It's going to be a good run so far here, up into 4th place for Shattuck if he's able to hold on to it. Manuel Paredes rounded out the top 5 1 week ago, and he's back in that same position again. Quite frankly, that's how you win championships here. Trouble for Wayne Hutchison. Looks like Wayne has jumped into the pits. That may be a connection issue because we didn't see any contact. Green flag is back out. They're going to get the white flag next time by. Who's going to be your race winner in week number 2 of the Silver Crowns? Castro holds on to the lead. Big dive bomb by Stanton into turn number 3. He's not going to be close enough to get to Hayes. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. The gap is 0.2 of a second. See if Hayes gets the drive off the corner. It's not going to be there. Off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Victory goes to Andre Castro. River Hayes comes home 2nd. Jeffrey Stanton 3rd. Tyler Shattuck 4th. And Manuel Paredes will round out your top 5. Fantastic run there for Andre Castro. He's going to light him up and do the donuts here on the front straightaway. Several good runs throughout the field here in this one. And let's see if we have any of our drivers here taking a look throughout the Discord servers, and doesn't look like we have anybody that was in our race here. Let's see if we can't bring Nate Rink down here to talk to us. Nate Rink, Chris Graham in the NRN booth. Do you have a copy on us? All right, maybe we don't have Nate Rink. So, we'll get you the full field rundown here, and then we'll get you tuned up on what's coming up here over the next couple of weeks on the National Racing Network. Andre Castro, your race winner over River Hayes, Jeffrey Stanton, Tyler Shattuck, and Manuel Paredes. Nate Rink comes home 6th, Joseph Smith 7th, Nicholas Johnston 8th, Pablo Donoso 9th, and Connor Babel rounding out your top 10. David Call, Brandon Buckberger, Mike McConville, Wayne Hutchison, Joe Quinn back to 15th, Ryan Steele, Tyler O'Neill, and Vinny Sansone, all with early issues and out of the race. Taking a look at what's coming up in the next couple of weeks here on the National Racing Network. At least for the Silver Crown cars, anyway. Next week, we head to Homestead Miami Speedway next Monday night. Then Martinsville Speedway and Richmond Raceway. So a big 1.5 mile track for the Silver Crowns. This is really the kind of racetrack they were designed to go to. The big NASCAR 1.5 miles. Then we're going to put them on the bull ring at Martinsville, which should be absolutely unreal. And then we follow it up with Richmond Raceway. So a lot of really neat action coming up here over the next couple of weeks, and plenty coming up as well here on NRN as well. Tomorrow night, the Sprint Car Cup heads to South Boston Speedway in Virginia. Really looking forward to seeing the sprint cars on the short track there. Wide Open Wednesday on Wednesday night. Big block versus small block modified challenge at right back here at Bristol, but it's going to be on the dirt. And Thursday night, we make our first trip to Europe in an official series. The Indy Pro 2000 Officials Championship heads to Monza. That'll be Thursday night at 10:15 Eastern. Friday morning, 2:15 if you're on the GMT time scale. And all in all, not a bad night of racing, that is for sure. Really surprised at what we saw with the just absolute dominance of Pablo Donoso tonight. That's one of those that I really didn't expect to see, but fantastic race all the way around, and for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. We look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great night, everybody.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.